Actually,
Hey.
I'll see that later, bro.
You sure?
Man, using that in the pod. No way.
All right. No pressure, man. Yes, welcome back. Don't Gas, the podcast. We're back again. I got JD with me today. What are you saying, bro?
I'm good, man. How's it going, brother?
Yeah, man. All good. Hope you're recovering nicely, man.
Getting there, man. Getting there. A little bit of coughing and that, man. I'll try and hold it down there, man. But got a soldier on, man. Got to get things done.
This is the graft, man. This is the graft. That's what I'm saying, man. And we've got Blunt with us as well. What are you saying, bro? You good, yeah?
Top of the evening to you, chaps. New different backdrop today. I'm on the move. Got some
slightly different backdrop. What did you call it? What did you call it, JD?
Huh?
What did you call it? What's his backdrop?
Then you got the
Pie runners. That's it. Oh, man. So yeah, man, we want to know really what really happens in the office, innit? So we're going to talk about this today, and I really hope that some of my ex-colleagues are watching this, because there's a lot of people that I've worked with that have shared the same kind of experiences that I have in the workplace, and I think they'll find this one very interesting. But what we're going to start, we'll start by talking about actually the people in the office. So the question is, are people themselves at work, or is it all just one big performance? Blunt, what do you reckon?
Didn't catch up, bro. Just breaking up a bit.
You didn't catch that? my big
no,
voice
you're just breaking up slightly.
Okay, now I said, are people themselves in a workplace, or is it just one big performance?
Depends who you're at. No, it is, isn't it? Like I've worked in offices all my life, and you see genuine people, and you see people that you have to take everyone at face value when you first meet them. Then you spend a bit more time around, and then you see how people act, and because the thing in an office, like, you can just watch the environment and just watch how people move. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you get a decent picture of it. But like, I mean, me myself, I like to think like I'm me, like I'm blunt. Do you know what I mean? But like, if anything, I have to tone it down a bit, because a lot of snowflakes out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just be like, you know what I mean? If you're on a building site, do you know what I mean? It'd be like, nah, you fucked it there. Like, start again, or do you know, like? But in an office, you have to be, you have to put them 16-ounce gloves on. You know what I mean?
What about you, JD? What would you reckon in your experience?
Again, it just depends on the individual. Like, some people, like, I mean, me myself, I can look at myself, like, wherever I've worked, I'm just me, innit? Just unapologetically me. Like, I'm not gonna go there and act like anybody else, or like, being like, two-faced people. Like, I'm just, just myself, innit? So I'd say, like, in terms of me, yeah, I'm the same person in work that I'm outside of work, innit? Maybe that's been to my detriment sometimes, but yeah, some people obviously are just like, have nothing really going on outside of work, so all their frustrations come out, at work, innit? So yeah, man, it's just an individual thing. Like, people are people. Like, in work, out of work, just yeah, man.
I think, you know what? Yeah, I think you look at it the other way. Sometimes, I don't know if you've ever noticed this. It's someone in the office that's so bubbly, they're chatting to everyone, and then you catch them outside on their break and they look miserable, and you can just see the depression. You can see it. And it's like they throw this front up while they're in the office in front of everybody. But when you see them outside, they don't want to talk to no one. They're by themselves. They look miserable. They look depressed. You get that as well. You get both sides of the coin, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, I do think you get a big performance for sure from certain people.
Yeah, I've seen it. You see them stood in the car park where there's just one rain cloud raining on.
Well, listen, just for anyone watching, I've worked with Blunt in 2 separate workplaces, and I've worked with JD in 2 or 3 separate workplaces. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3, but we've definitely worked in the same place more than once. So I can confirm that these guys are who they are, whether they're inside or outside the workplace. But with me, how you see me on the pod, that's how I am at work. I'm just like that, you know. But you do get some people, and do you know the one? This is a challenge I give to people in the workplace, right? Get somebody else to tell you how they see you. Because the way you see yourself in the workplace might not be the same way that other people see you. That's the mad thing. That's the mad thing. That's actually an exercise they do in the workplace. Is they'll get somebody to write what they think of you, and then you it's an eye opener sometimes, because the way you think you might be this or you might be that, people are writing something completely different about you. Do you not think that could be true, or are you comfortable with who you are?
You know what?
Yeah, I think that's one.
No. Finish it now.
Yeah, go on, JD.
No, what I was gonna say is like, see with that though, like how people see you at work and that, innit? Like nowadays, I'm just very mindful when I speak to people, because like sometimes people can like misconstrue things. Like, you know, you might see something innocent to somebody, and they've just taken it a completely different way. And like example I give you is that like if I'm dropping my kids to school, picking my kids up from school, I don't speak to nobody, because you could just be making small talk with somebody, and you could just say something innocent, like you don't think nothing of it, but they've taken it away, or like, you know, especially with the school mums, like, bro, I just keep myself to myself, man, because an innocent conversation just take it the wrong way, because it's caused you a hell of problems, man. So, and there's certain people like, you know, like I used to say like you know, good morning or hello to them every morning, and you know what, one morning they just look the other way. So like, I'm just consistent. Like there's no hellos, no more days now. It's just I'm just straight on. So yeah, man, it's just like how people can see you. Like, yeah, it can depend on the individual. You know.
I want to ask you this then. This is for both of you, yeah? What kind of person in the workplace rubs you up the wrong way? Pause. What sort of personality? And I know the answer to this for you, JD. I know for a fact the answer for this for you, but I'll get onto that in a minute.
You know what it is? The kind of person that will be like in your face, with smiling and bubbly and that, but they're just willing to step over anybody to get ahead. Like me, I just don't like that kind of person. Like, you know, that's just me. Or people that, you know, that just kiss up, you know, to management and that, like, you know, that they're just.
Is there anyone that comes to mind? Anyone that comes to mind, JD? Anyone that comes to mind?
Or you forgot the brother that asked me his probation to get extended.
Hey, listen, that was so funny, but no.
I know you're talking. I know you're talking about in TLC.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. What was it about his character that you didn't like? What was it? Because you did not like this guy. You didn't like him.
You know, yeah, and it's like, and it's kind of bad because he didn't do nothing to me personally. But you know, them guys that's just, like I said, just kissing up and just sucking up all the time, man. Pause, like, you know, just bro, like he's the worst I've ever come across. Like, no, like just, oh man. Imagine
I've still got him on Insta. You know that I've still got him on Insta. I don't know if he's still in the country or not, but yeah, I remember him still. He was all right, man. He was cool, but you just didn't like him, man. Like you just didn't like him.
Bro, listen, like I said, it's not like he did anything to me personally like that. But like I said, it's just the attitude, like smiling at the managers, like just doing too much, like, you know, like above and beyond. But bro, we work in a call center. Like what are you doing above and beyond here? Like, nah, bro, come on. Nah, man.
What about you, Blunt? What kind of character in the workplace irritates you the most?
Right. My big problem is, right, and this is the big problem with officers. If you were on a building site or an oil rig or something like that, there's a problem, right? You've got your sort of critical thinkers that look at stuff and they can foresee things coming. So you get like a new process, a new procedure, and you go like, well, that's not going to work. And then you get pinned as being negative and stuff. Sometimes you have to go outside the guidance, you have to colour outside the lines to solve a problem. you know what I mean? You do your quick risk assessment. Is it going to have a huge impact if we don't follow things to the T? And I think that's what pisses me off a bit. Like people that just like are literally just bad. You know what I mean? I just think like you have to be flexible with these things, and like you're not always surrounded by people with common sense, and they rely on that guidance, reams and reams and reams and reams and reams. When really you just look and you're like, well, you know, you've got that little shortcut there, you know, we can visit that, and that's the thing that sort of pisses me off, to be honest with you. Like it's because you make good suggestions and this all gets shot down, and then 3-4 years later, they're like, oh, guess what procedure you've introduced? It's like, there's this fucking Groundhog Day, like, you know, like I thought it was just
That's
an
annoying,
elaborate,
that is.
I thought it was an elaborate practical joke on me that was like, it was getting out of hand after a few years, because it's just like, you know, like don't talk bad about the procedure, and then it's like, you're just being negative, you're like, well, not really, like, I just see that, I can see the fucking flaw coming up, you know?
I'm going to give the
And
other
then-
side to that coin in a minute, right? I'll tell you what, let me just read this comment. Daniel Cowlard, what are you saying, bro? Say for the comment, man. He agrees with you, JD. LOL, yeah, them brown nosing colleagues all over managers like pets, sickening. Just sickening, you know. Yeah, I know what you mean. There's two types of characters that I wouldn't say I hate, but just irritate me. Okay, and I know you will know who I'm thinking of when I say this, JD. Can I just pick your brain for a minute? Like, leave me alone, man. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
You're getting that
You know
every
what,
bloody 10 minutes. Oh my
You know what,
days. Oh my days. Oh my days.
I'm gonna say in defense of that guy, yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about. He was alright to me because he's a Tottenham fan. You know what I'm saying? So he was alright to me.
Yeah, but listen, for a manager to have that every 10 minutes, bro, it was crazy. It's like how like I ain't got no brain left. You keep picking my brain. Like, what the hell, man? Leave me something. Like, I lose my sanity. It's too much. And then I can't shoot him down, because if I do, he's never gonna come up with a good idea, because he's gonna feel that he's getting. So I have to put up with it, and it's just I hate, honestly, it's doing my head in. The other one is moaners. People that sit there and moan about something without coming with any kind of solution or any ideas of what to do next. That irritates me as well. I promise you.
Yeah.
It's like if you ain't got nothing good to bring to the table, shut your mouth and don't say nothing. If you're just gonna moan about it, I don't want to hear it. Like, that irritates the hell out of me as well.
I've had the same conversation this week. It's like, I can be a bit of a Jonah sometimes, you know, but like it comes from a place of like, don't do that like that, 'cause it's going to create more work in the long run. Do you know what I mean? Or don't put that, if you put it there, it'd be better. Do you know what I mean? But I know what you like. People will just go, well, that's shit. And you're like, okay, so what would you do about it? Well, I don't know. And you're just like, well,
I prefer the way it always was. Why? Why do you prefer it? Like, give me something. Like, honestly, them people just irritate me, man. Waste of space. I'm gonna ask the next question now. So I call this bit wolf in sheep's clothing, yeah? A working environment that appeared to be good, but ended up being toxic. What do you think of? I'll let you go first, JD. You're there smiling. You got something. You don't need to name names. You don't need to name names, but we can talk about it, man.
No, definitely don't name names.
No, listen, I ain't naming names, man, because like you never know where this could go with it. So what? I mean, do you want me to name the place or just not even that though? Because
don't even name the place.
Like, it's up to you. Listen, we're unfiltered, bro. You can say what you want or not say what you want. It's that your choice, man. I listen, for them people watching, I'm not censoring nobody here.
I do it like this. Okay, when we was working at the Knock, I just say the Knock, yeah.
That's clever, yeah. Okay.
You know what though? Like, do you know what? Like, because I can't say it was entirely toxic, because it was toxic when certain people were there. You know what I'm saying? But like, overall work environment was good though. Like I said, like the work was good. Like we was well paid for what we was doing, and yeah, man. I mean, like going to work, like it wasn't a drain or a drag. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, but
would you say that certain people in positions of power made it toxic?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, you know, like management, innit? Like some of them, like, you know, It's like you said, the
What
two-faced
was their
people.
nickname? What was their nickname? What was their nicknames you had for them people there?
Or
What was it again, bro?
one of them we used to call, I used to call her Silverback, and
There's no dots to connect there, is there?
There was a guy I used to call him Darth, and then his surname in it. So again,
my gosh.
Yeah, you call him Darth Bailey, innit? That was his nickname. So if he sees it, he's not gonna give a damn. That he had a nickname. So what? Like, what are you gonna say? Your name was Darth Bailey, man.
Did he find out that?
Huh?
Did he find out as well? That you used to call him that?
No, because like I used to call him that, innit? So I don't think anybody really like put it out there like that, innit? Like, because I sit next to Pac-Man, innit? So obviously I have to say it to him.
Yeah.
He wasn't the kind of guy to come out and say it, innit? So I don't think he ever found out, innit? Unless he found out after I left, innit? I don't know, but yeah.
Oh man. What about you, Blunt, man? Any workplaces like that?
Do you know, like I've found over the years, a lot of years in offices, as soon as the balance goes, particularly with management, do you know what I mean? If you have like a heavily weighted female management or a heavily weighted male management, I think that's when the lines start to get blurred. Because the problem is whether we like it or not, is the different genders. We sort of like validate each other's behaviour. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you have a bit of conflict and then you run to your friends and you give them your side of the thing and you go, no, you were totally right in all this business. But it's not necessarily like, and that's like I said, like all working environments, you start and you think, brilliant here, because they're just showing you the good. It's like when you get in a relationship, you know what I mean? When you're meeting the best version of that person, you know what I mean? Before you get like 6 months in and, you know, you're just staring at a fucking blood butter knife thing. And, you know, but I think it's all places, to be honest with you. Like it's, but I do think it's dangerous when things get out of balance, particularly in this day and age.
Yeah. Listen, I'll tell you one place.
We're pack animals, you know what I mean? Like, I've never called anyone a silverback, right? But like,
wow. Listen, like this woman, anyway, obviously she's a woman, isn't it? But she was just.
I don't know these days.
No, you know what it was? She was just ugly, man. Just ugly. And that she thought she was something. I don't know what she thought she was, but she thought she was something like spectacular. You know, that big weaves, like, you know, bright red lipstick that's on her teeth.
Yeah, man, that was sickening, man. Hey, I used to see that on her teeth in the morning. Like, man, do you not know you got lipstick on your teeth? Like, damn, it's not a good look.
And you know what? Yeah, like, yeah, man. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, you know.
Listen,
yeah.
let me tell you this. Yeah, I'll tell you about one place. Yeah, that I worked. I had to go and train in Bournemouth for about 6 months for this job. Yeah. And so I'm the only Londoner there, right? And I'm in this training now. I come outside and the owner of the company walks up to me, says, he calls my name and he puts his hand out. So I put my hand out to shake his hand and he's doing this. And I'm thinking, is he doing this because like, why are you doing it? Like, I just got confused. And he's like, nah, we're like, this is how we are here. Like, man, spudded me, innit? And it's the owner of the company, bear in mind, right? And you go in there, and then there's music pumping in the background, like everyone looks like they're having a ball in there. And then you get out of training, and then shit gets real. And then it's the pressure, the emotional blackmail and pressure that they put people under there is crazy. Crazy to the point you can see it affecting people. You can see people feeling a certain way about it. But in this particular workplace, there was one guy who he was another manager, and he was the snakiest guy I've ever worked with in my entire life. Any little thing that he thought he could do, he would report back. But he would lie as well. He'd lie about certain things and say this and that, or he'd take a certain conversation completely out of context and he'd send the owner an email about me and stuff like that. To the point where I was like, right, I've got to stop this now. Like, I need to nip this in the bud. And because anytime I approached him, he used to like act like a drama queen. and make a big deal out of it, like I'm some thug or something. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna act like a thug then. I waited for him to go corner shop. And then when I saw he was coming out, I kept an eye out the window. When I saw he was coming out, I went and caught him in the car park, man, and I just put it on him. Like, I just literally had to put it on. I won't tell you what I told him, but let's just say he went home that day. So I don't know if that worked in my favor or not. He went home talking about, I can't stay in the workplace. And then now it looks like now I've made him go home, but no one could prove what I've said. This is the only thing. So that place there, if you ask anyone, and remember Ahmed, who was on the pod a few weeks ago, me and him worked there together. He'll tell you the same thing. That place, man, emotional blackmail. And I'll tell you another thing that happened. This same guy who literally put a complaint into HR about me, and then they're speaking to about, they're talking about, you don't know how what you say is going to affect somebody else. And I was like, but I didn't say what he said. And they're like, yeah, but you have to be careful, da da da. So I banked that. I remember that they said that because I remembered then this is when I was going to leave, and I thought, right, I'm just throwing him under the bus because I'm going anyway. And I then put a complaint in about him because he said something borderline racial. So I thought, I'm not having that. So then I put a little complaint in about him, and they tried to cover for him talking about, yeah, but he probably didn't mean that. So I rewound. I said, yeah, but you never know how someone's going to take it when they say something to you. You told me that. And you should have heard the silence, bro. There's mad silence. This is the HR manager as well. That place was disgusting. I couldn't wait to get away from there, man. Couldn't wait. Best thing I ever did was leaving that place.
Listen, man. Listen, like somebody said about snaky managers. Do you remember when we was at the knock, right? Do you remember what they did to Litchfield? Man, listen, listen, okay. That guy, yeah, like, I mean, he was an all right guy. Like, I kind of liked him, of course. Like,
he was cool, man. Litchfield was cool. He was cool.
Cool guy, like, and he did so, like, bro, like, he designed the NID, didn't it? He's one of those guys that he went above and beyond, but in a way it benefited everybody at work. He wasn't doing it in a way to, he just made himself super useful. Like he designed a system that we used on the computers and that. Like,
he was not Mr. Company Man at all. He wasn't that guy. So I know what you mean.
He made everyone's job easier. Everyone's job with the stuff that he done, like, and he designed and that, innit? And yeah, man, like Darth Bailey just snaked him, innit? Like, remember he had a disciplinary coming up, innit? And it's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Like, you're gonna be fine. Like, coming up, so we're thinking, yeah, Litchfield's all right, innit? Like, like, they're not gonna do him dirty like that, and like, and then
I heard him say that, I remember.
I remember, innit? Like, don't worry, you'll be right, because obviously my man's worried, innit? Like, right, like, I'm disciplinary, like, innit? Like, he's like, no, don't worry, you'll be fine, innit? And then he's taking him in the room, and we're just sitting in there, just working, thinking like everything's like normal. And you see Litchfield just burst out the room, like vexed, go to his desk, like, they effing sacked me, like, I'm stunned, like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, like, he took his stuff and that, and like just left and that. But yeah, that was a snaky maneuver, man.
They weren't playing then, bro. Right? I'm telling you, any reason they were looking for, to be honest with you. I think we've lost Blunt. We'll see if we could bring him back into the studio.
But
there we go.
Like I said, bro, he actually, like, he was, I mean, to me, like, he was a valuable employee to the company, and he made everyone's job easier. And
that was harsh, man. That was harsh. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. Listen to this, yeah. Just quickly, just Bizzle there. Greetings from Barbados. Safe, brother. Safe journey back when you come back, and we look forward to seeing you back on the Don't Gas podcast, bro. Listen, there's this. I've got to talk about this, right? There's this one time, place that I worked, and I really hope there's people that worked in that place, because I'm in a group chat with them at the moment. Everyone who's left this company, and I hope they're in there. Right? Me, I'm running a call center. I've got my director. Yeah, I've nearly said his name there. I've got my director, who actually was cool. He was proper cool. The owner, man, it depended on what kind of mood he was in when he come in the morning. If he walked in the morning and goes, he'd walk in and he'd go, morning, everyone. Fuck the lot of you. You know he's in a good mood. And he'd be all right for the whole day. If he walked in and he didn't say nothing, or you just muttered, oh, morning, that you thinking, oh, bloody hell, what's this going to be today? You know what I mean? And it was like every day you were there, you were thinking, who's getting sacked today? Because this was his company. He weren't one of these let me go through HR kind of people. He was relying on people not knowing what they were doing. So basically, this one time, me and my director have been called into his office, and he's like, right, I want to look at performance. Who didn't perform last week? Someone's going. And I was like, over 1 week? Yep, someone's got to go. Someone's got to go. And he's looking at one girl. He's like, what about her? Why didn't she hit her target? I said, if you look every single week before that, she's hit her target. That 1 week, she didn't. But she always does. And she was actually a really good member of the team. He was like, I don't care. You get rid of her, or I'll find someone who can. I was like, flipping, like literally, you're basically telling me I ain't got a choice, innit? Listen, we took this poor girl up to the boardroom, broke it to her that she didn't have a job no more. The girl started shaking, and then her nose started streaming with blood, bro. Like, it is the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life, man. At that point, I was like, listen, you know we ain't doing this because we want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she knew, you get me? Because that was a liberty. That was a liberty, like a proper liberty. And that's the tip of the iceberg in that place. We'll get to more about that place later. And yes, Mr. Owner, I hope you're watching. What are you going to do about it? Anyway, I want to move on to something positive for a moment. Because we've got some brand new news for you and a little something that I wanted to show you. Roll it, please. Roll it. Yes, the Don't Gas brand is growing. It's growing. Not only do we have the Don't Gas podcast, not only do we have Don't Gas the badge, but we will be launching Don't Gas the belt, and that's going to be hosted by your man Blunt. It's going to be hosted by your man Crutchley, who is somewhere sorting out your area that you're going to be shooting
we're
in.
Fixing the studio right now, yeah.
And I had a look at some of the pictures and they look sick. So you lot have done a serious job in there, man.
Yeah,
so you should be proud of yourselves for that because it looks
putting it
good.
together, want it to look like,
and I have to
we
shout
want it
out
to
my
look
brother.
like a little bit professional, you know what I mean? But well,
I just have to shout out my brother because I haven't mentioned him. My brother Matt, who is also going to join you as a host. The three of you boxing enthusiasts are all going to be on the show, and you're all going to be presenting us with some good boxing foresight. So really looking forward to that. Do you want to tell us about the first pilot that you're going to throw out there? Just a quick one. Rob Fish, looking sweet. Thanks, bro. Thanks for the comment. What are you doing for the first one?
Yeah, well, I don't know whether this is just me where I am in the one where I'm getting like mad interference on this. So like, I don't know whether it's just a glitch, right? But, so apologies if I missed out. But yeah, so
no, it's fine.
It's something I've been wanting to do, and obviously me and my close friend Crutch got our heads together. We spent so much time just back and forth talking about boxing, you know what I mean? So like, we might as well get the content down. That's like we're no strangers to the sport, and obviously this has fell on big fight weekend. So we're after this going to film our thoughts on the fight, what could win it, what could lose it, where the advantages felt, the disadvantages. Put that out for people to say. Bit of a debate, and then on the live whilst the fight's going on, obviously we're going to be just giving a little bit of insight between rounds, how we're scoring it going on, how we think it's ebbing and flowing, and then just a reaction to the results. And you never know what you're going to get, do you? Canelo in Vegas, so freaking Crawford might have to knock him out to get a draw. You know what I mean? It might be them demons at work again, but hopefully it's a good fight. I think like it's. I think like the beauty of this is no one can really pick a winner. You couldn't put a gun to someone's head and say like there's so many variables. But yeah, so obviously we've got your brother on board, and we're going to look to and just talk things, all things boxing, look at history of the sport, best errors, worst errors, and just have some fun with it.
You guys are going to kill it. I know you are. You got Bizzle there. Nice one, Blunt. We've got another comment there from Chris. Hope Blunt and Crutch are going to, what does that say? To smill mainly on their pod. I don't know what you mean by smill, but maybe you can enlighten us. I don't know. But thanks for the comment, Chris. Anyway, appreciate it, brother. So yeah, stay tuned.
No, we're there. No, we're sorry. That's Asty Marvis, right? And he's used smeal mainly because it's the line out with Rocky where he's trying to read the auto cue where it says make you smell manly. He goes, make you smeal mainly. And he goes, where the fuck did you find this guy? Shouts to Asty, he's a regular viewer.
He probably wanted to see if he could get me to say it. Well, he did. So well done there. Moving back to the subject at hand, and please make sure you will catch Don't Gas the Belt. We're going to move back to the subject at hand. We're going to look at office language now quickly. We're going to move into office language because if we're being honest, no one talks at home or outside of the office the way they talk when they're in the office. No one. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone wants to come up with these flash words and they want to sound a certain way or they want to look a certain way. So, like, what's the sort of things that you've heard around the office that people don't talk like when they're outside? Any one of you. This is not anyone for anyone particular.
What I would say is like sometimes like you put people that are you say that just mugs really. You put them in a position of power, and just the way they just they just take the piss of it, man. Like just overbear and just doing way too much. You know what I'm saying? Whereas outside of work, you just know they wouldn't be like that. Like there's like just certain times where people like might be a management ever just feel like, bro, you would never talk to me outside of work because if you did. It wouldn't go well for you, you know what I'm saying? I mean that's probably what I've noticed in people at work, So I don't know if you got.
What about you, Blunt?
Yeah, that's. Well, I agree with you. Like I've had that in the past. You know what I mean? It's like you get your keyboard warriors, where it's like instead of a keyboard, they're in that sort of like the sound. It's not like D when you're fucking Wormwood Scrubs, is it? You know what I mean? Where you have to like just like stand on your word, but like. Do you know the one thing that pisses me off, right? So you the word delegate. Can you delegate? And I'm always like a type person, but like, I'd rather just go away and figure out how to do it myself. Do you know what I mean? But like, you do get these people that like, I suppose it's a skill in itself, and it does well for them, where they don't anything, but they seem to have their name on everything.
It is a skill. To be fair, the higher up you go, the less you should do in terms of the manual labor. But what I'm getting at, and I know what you're saying, I want to give you some examples of some office language and what it really means.
Are you on about jargon?
Can we get the first one up? Let's have a look at some of these. So let's park that idea for now. What it really means is terrible suggestion and we're never coming back to it. Not sure if you saw my email. Really means that I know you 100% saw it. What's the next one? Next one, please. It's a learning opportunity. Really means it went tits up, but HR say I need to be nice about it. It's next on my list. Really means I don't even have a list. We've been having a few teething problems. Really means it's been a bloody nightmare. I hear that a lot. Trust me. And I see Bizzle there with spreadsheet. Yes, bro. Anyone who knows me, who's worked with me, knows me. I love a spreadsheet. Can I get the next one, please? Sorry, can you just clarify something? Really means you're chatting shit. That's above my pay grade. Really means I know, but I'm not about to die on that hill. Let's circle back round really means you're still chatting shit. These are mad words, man. Is there any more, or is that the last one? Have we got more? Nah, that's the last one. There we go. But this is what I'm talking about. All these things that people say in their office, that just say what you mean, man. Like it's really irritating that people need to phrase things a certain way. You know what I mean? Can I borrow you for
Well-
5 minutes? Really means I'm about to ruin your entire afternoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These things there.
But
That is
I'll tell you,
what
like,
grinds my
when
gears,
you're
as
on
they
about,
say.
when you're on about like by yourself, like recently, quite recently, just had a spell managing that. You know, you got that one person on the team that just great work for you. No matter what it is, just constant. Don't matter what it is. And like it was like, oh, could you sort that out? And I just turned around and I said, well, I'll tell you what, stick a brush up my ass and I'll sweep as I'm going along. And you just seen this that like,
Pause.
oh no, that's there's no quite like that's a big northern thing. That just stick a brush up my ass and I'll sweep as I'm going along. You know what I mean? Like, have you not got me doing enough right now?
Just got Tiny there. Bizzle found that funny, by the way. Tiny, respect JD Blunt, Buckstar. Yes, Tiny. We'll
Cheers,
see you
Tiny.
hopefully next week. Tiny couldn't make it today, but he will hopefully be back next week. Let's move on to the Spinneroonie. Bring it on, man. Bring it on. Horrible bosses, yeah. Who wants to go first? I know we've all got some. Who's going first on this one? I'll help you out. I'll go last.
I'll tell you what then, right? So I'm not ashamed to admit, like obviously, like when we went into college, us as a group of friends, we all wanted to sort of like go out and get a part-time job. You know what I mean? Like, you know, pay your way and whatnot. So the five of us, we ended up in me and Crutch went to McDonald's in one area, Teesside. A couple of the other lads went to one ended up Burger King and whatnot. And you know, like when people get a little promotion, they get a bit above the station and whatnot. And I always remember I was stood on that Mackie D's grill, you know, middle of summer. Kids had just broke up, like you've never experienced anything like it. And Eminem Lose Yourself had just come out and it came on Radio 1. So I like burst through the office and like maybe cranked the restaurant volume up a little bit too high. So like literally we come in, who said that? I was like, it was me. Like, coming back at me. And I was like, geez, I was like, you give a man a grey shirt and he turns into an asshole. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you're stupid. But he was just a prick for a prolonged period, and that was like just coming to a head. And like, basically, like, I sort of like, we had a HR meeting about it. It was agreed that it's not benefiting either person. But on the day when it actually, like, we drew a line under it, I did try and like run down over the counter and try and put him in chicken vats, unfortunately. But thankfully, I didn't succeed.
Are you going to share with us where that was? Pressure. I'm joking, man. You don't have to tell us. What about you, JD?
I can't hear a word you said.
Again, I'm going back to working in the knock, innit, man. I mean, I'll try and make this as short and sweet as possible. But yeah, again, it was an incident with Darth Bailey where they tried to.
That kills me every time I hear it.
Yeah, no, basically they tried to get rid of me and they didn't really have a leg to stand on, innit. So what happened was, I mean, I was initially on a day shift, innit, like 4 on 4 off, innit, like so 4 days on, 4 days off. That was my shift pattern, and I don't know, like one of the guys, remember Baba, like he convinced me to come onto his team at night, innit? So because we used to get on. So I tried the night shift, innit? So that was 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And me, I'm the kind of person like I can't really sleep during the day, innit? So I'd finish work at 8 o'clock. I'd get home, say like what 9, like quarter to 9, 9 o'clock. I'd try and sleep, but I'd be back up by like 11, half 11. Like, I just couldn't sleep in it. So obviously it's affecting my health and that. Like, so I'm emailing them, like all the managers in it, like, you know, to make sure that everyone knows, like, I can't work nights. I need to get back to the day shift. It's affecting my health. Like, you know, I can't sleep. I'm exhausted. I'm knackered all the time. Like, I can't work nights. It's just not good for me. Anyway, so this has gone on for like a few weeks, maybe a month or two. And you know, they keep saying like we're trying, like, you know, we'll get you back on the days and whatnot. And anyway, we end up having an incident one night at work. I'm gonna mention her name because I couldn't stand this woman, and it's not a surname anyway. But but I don't know how, but Faye's working on my shift. You know, Faye, Steve, our normal manager, me, and there's a couple of guys there anyway. But I've ended up dozing off at my desk. You know, maybe for like, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, a minute, whatever. But I've fallen asleep at my desk, and I don't know, it's made a big thing. Like, you know, apparently, like, you know, falling asleep at work is gross misconduct. So yeah. So eventually, Darth's got me back on a day shift. My first day back, I'm feeling good that I'm back on days. Like, everyone's happy to see me at work. Like, like you know, I was like working there, and it's like, yeah, I'm back like with my old team. We're all getting along, and obviously I started work 8 a.m. So I've had my lunch maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 2, 3 o'clock, whatever. Come back from lunch, Darth's called me in like, can I have a word with you in one of the rooms? I'm like, all right, cool, isn't it? Like, you know, it's been a good day, but like, I'm not really expecting nothing anyway. So he's cool. Get in the room. I see the laptop there. I see all of his stuff, like, you know, his notepad and whatnot. Called me for a disciplinary. I'm like, what? So basically, this gross misconduct is you know, disciplinary worthy, and I'm suspended from work now on full pay. So until we can have a disciplinary meeting, isn't it? So obviously I've joined the union after this. I've kept on delaying the meeting so they can't have it until you know, till a union rep, you know, is available. But I've also booked some holiday off work, innit? So I'm going abroad. So I think I'll maybe off work for like maybe a month, 2 months, and then we've had the meeting. They've called me back in, and yeah, I'm trying to just make this short, like, you know, not make it drag on too long. They've called me back in. Basically, all the evidence that they had against me, they couldn't use because it happened like before a certain period, and you know, and where all the evidence I had was before this period. They tried to discount all my evidence. Well, I'm like, well, if my evidence doesn't count, and neither was that. So basically, they ended up having to bring me back to work. I had like 3 months off full pay, and they had to return all my holiday back to me as well because yeah, I mean, I was suspended. It's a holiday.
I was mad. I remember that time, man. I remember that time. I remember being in meetings there where some so and so was like, you can't talk to no one can talk about this outside of this room. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I remember all this. Madness. But listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna end on this, yeah. A mad one. Same workplace as the nosebleed happened, yeah. This place was nuts. We once said it was like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, because someone got sacked for falling asleep, someone got sacked for eating porridge, and someone got sacked for fighting over a chair. Like, legit, seriously, all in a short time as well. This all happened. Madness. So yeah, I'll tell you a couple of things I've seen there. This is talk about horrible bosses, yeah. This is my like 3rd or 4th week there in this new job. I'm running the call center. I see the owner come out of his office. He's talking to the ops manager. I forget his name now, but he's talking to the ops manager about something he left in the yard. He's like, "Is that still in the yard?" He's like, "What?" And he goes, "Is that still in the F?" Every time he said something, the ops manager was like, "What?" And then the owner goes, "What? You want me again? I'll jump over this desk and I'll punch you off in facing." I was like, really?
Go on.
Like, really? Like, you know, I've not seen this kind of behavior in the office before. And I'm seeing this guy sitting there and he's not moved. And I'm thinking, like, you got 3 choices. Either you got to retaliate, which no one will blame you for, or you're going to just take it and do the job, or you can get up and walk away, man. The guy sat there just looking at his desk for like 10 minutes. And then he just got up and walked out. I never saw him again. Never saw him again.
No.
Okay, that's the first part. That's the first thing I saw when I was working there. I've seen what else did he do, this guy? He's all called people to go to people's houses who he's had an issue with in the office. Like, I'm not gonna name names, but let's just say a very well-known South London gangster who's no longer with us walks into the office one day, and I wonder what he's doing there. And apparently he knows him and he's called him because this one guy who left the company, he thinks he's stolen all his data, which he never did that. And he's basically asked him to go and pay him a visit and this, that, and the other. Like the guy was nuts, man. The guy tried it with me once. I remember going into a meeting with him, and I just held my own with him, and I put it on him. And after that, he never tried me again. And he was one of them types that if you let him get away with it, he would do it every time. And there was one guy, safe brother, who worked there that I'm not gonna name because he is a safe guy, and I'm not gonna name him for that reason. But he put up with him. It's like that, you know. It's not that he was scared of him or anything. He just put up with him because it's a job and whatnot. The one time he stood up to him, the owner felt so embarrassed because he thought this is another guy that I can just bully. He went into his office, picked up a baseball bat, come out, and tried to attack him. Seriously. But I know for a fact he knew that he was going to get held back. I knew that. If he wasn't going to get held back, and I don't think he does that. I think because he knew I've got to get past him and him and him, I'm going to get held back. And he did. He got held back. But this is the kind of place I was working in, bro, for years. I worked there. For years I worked there. And literally people would come in and they wouldn't know if it was their last day. And I'm gonna name someone. I'm actually gonna use his first name as well because he was a dickhead, man. He tried to drop me in it, and his name was Paul. His name was Paul, right? And he was a finance director. And he basically he'd fucked up. Let's just put it that way. And then he tried to blame the call center. And he's brought this spreadsheet down to Steve, and he's like, "Look at how much money they're losing every single month. I don't know what's going on, but they're not selling what they're saying they're selling." So Steve, there we go. I said his name. Steve's called me in now. So I said his name now. It's tough. He's called me in the office. I've gone in there and he's like, what's going on here? Tell me this ain't true. So I'm looking at it, and Bizzle will back me here. I have missed the spreadsheet, yeah? You're not pulling the wool over my eyes with this. I'm looking at it. I'm telling him, click into that formula for a minute. I looked at it. I said, Steve, he's showing you an average of an average. That's why it looks so low. You can't average an average. And then I gave him the right data. He goes to me, do me a favor, don't say nothing to it, because he knew where I was going straight after that. I went up there and I had it out of him, and he tried to deny it, but I knew what the time it was. Anyway, he ended up getting sacked. This is the funny part, right? Later on, he ended up getting sacked. Rightfully so as well, in my opinion. But he just wouldn't accept that he'd been sacked. And we're all sitting in a manager's meeting, and we just hear this knock on the door. Duk, duk, duk. Paul opens the door with his notebook and pen, talking about, do you mind if I sit in this one? And he just looks at him and he goes, actually, no, can you wait outside, please? And then when he went, he looked around at the rest of us and he goes, I think he doesn't realize that he doesn't work here anymore. Bro, when I tell you I was dying, that was so funny. That was so funny to me. But yeah, that place there, I'll tell you what, I'll give it its credit. It's character building. If you can survive in that place, you can survive anywhere. I'm telling you now. But they could have done documentaries on that place, man. It would have gone viral. Like, it would have gone actually viral. And there is some stuff that I won't talk about for legal reasons. But trust me, it would have been very good viewing. But we'll end on that. Any last words from you, man? Or are we about done there? I think we're about done. Please remember, like, subscribe. Please remember, don't gas the belt on Saturday. And we'll be back. Me and JD will be back on Tuesday for part 2 from Steve, who was on talking about his son and his 2 sons, actually, within the academies. He'll be coming back for part 2 on Tuesday. Please tune into that at 9 p.m. GMT. Thanks a lot to JD. Thanks a lot to Blunt. I've been Buckstar. Peace out, everyone.